Hey guys, Joe with Carmel Car Audio, and today we're going over this Ford Raptor. It's a 2022. He wanted a radar detector, but not just a radar detector, but the Redline 360 CI. Fully integrated, phase shifters, whole 9 yards. Top of that, he wanted to use his lights in his truck and add wigwags to it, and then he also brought a piece for us to install. So let's dive in. So first off, we started this by installing the gentleman's power light kit. It is M-Power silicone lighting. These guys make a lot of different products. The specific one that he brought us is to go over the third brake light. Right there, adds those two lights and then gives him a couple different options that he can choose from. Even in their install video, they say, hey, you can only have white lights, amber, or amber strobing. We gave him all three, and I did that with 5 relays, and I'll put that up here so you guys can see the diagram that I did to install it into this vehicle. On top of that, he also wanted us to install his Wolfbox G900 Pro, dash cam, backup camera, and mirror monitor. So this thing is a full built-in mirror monitor that has a dash cam built into it. It's actually really cool. If any of you guys want to look this up, definitely recommend getting one. For the main portion, we've got the Escort Redline CI 360C. This thing was absolutely insane to install. I've got some time lapse of me installing this thing. I may have forgot a couple portions, but dude, it was a lot of stuff. And then to top it all off, we went ahead and built a custom holder up here for the radar detector. All that's integrated, hidden away. And then the best part about it is if he gets pulled over, cop wants to have the vehicle running to see if phase shifters and everything is actually on the vehicle. Well, when he goes to point the radar detector, or not radar detector, but the radar gun at the vehicle to see if it's shifting, he can hit that little switch right there and it turns off the whole system. And when he's done getting pulled over, he can just flip that back on and then it turns the system right back on. So you're going to have 2 transceivers and 1 transmitter on this vehicle. I put the transceiver right above the tow hooks on both sides, and these things have to have a clear side of view. Now going on to the transmitter, which we put in the grill, you can see here. This thing is very clean, slick, and smooth, but again, it has to have a clean, clear view. It cannot be hidden behind any piece of plastic, metal, or anything like that, or it's not going to function properly. So it's definitely a difficult install. And then on top of all that, we placed the radar right here behind this bumper. Just barely behind it. Just enough to give it all the view that it needs. Plastic right there, you can still see everything it needs. The hardest part about this whole install is when you go to do this, you need to make sure that this is nice and level with the ground. It's actually a little uneven, there we go. Now it's level with the ground. We do it this way to make sure everything's proper, and then we make sure that this is pointed directly straight, not pointed off this way or pointed off this way, but directly straight with the vehicle. Doing that for 1, 2, 3, and 4 units up front. And then going around the vehicle, put one here and on the same side over there. But we wound up putting them right there and right there, doing the same thing, leveling it this way, leveling it that way, and then making sure it's straight and not pointing off to the other directions. The other portion, very difficult with it being a truck, and this truck is all metal. The radar detector system is literally right here. behind that plastic. There's your radar. It's going through everything, catching everything on the back side. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we also did a part called ZZ2 Wigwag. And what that does is it plugs into the BCM down here into the passenger kick. We plug that in. I don't know if you can see anything. Nope, can't really see it. Kind of means I did my job well. But the Wigwag system plugs into there, and then you can have an external button that you can press, or you can hook it up to a switch. Well, we wound up using his upfitters from factory, from all these.
Revolving number plates, naturally. Valid all countries.
And on top of that, the customer already had these lights that turn white, and then another switch that makes them amber. And then he also has down here the light bar. And all those were already hooked up to the upfitters, so we took those and ran them to the Wigwag system. So those lights come on with reverse, put it back in park. Then he's got his amber, turn it off, and then turn on number 5. And this is the ZZ2 portion that is allowing it to do the Wigwags. So utilizing the factory upfitters auxiliary number 2 is going to activate the corner lights, and you turn off 2, turn on 3, and it activates the amber lights on the corner lights, and also the amber lights that we saw earlier. Turn that off, turn number 4 on, it turns on the light bar. Turn number 5 on, and that's where we start getting our Wigwags. Let's go ahead and get this thing outside and show you Wigwags in the dark. Overall, very sleek system, very impressed. Definitely want to put one on my own personal vehicle, and definitely a challenge of an install. Very, very integrated all the way around. That's all I got for you guys today. It was a very fun install, and a huge shout out to the guy who brought it to us all the way from Virginia here to Springfield, Missouri. The guy's done a lot of business with us, and he had to move and wants to continue doing business with us, and he drove all the way there to here just so we can continue working on his vehicles. If you guys want to see more stuff like this or greater and bigger things that we're going to be doing in the future, make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe to stay up to date as we continue to post this stuff. Until then, stay blessed.